Hey, welcome to Felcraft. I'm Hammy, and in this special little Hearthstone news update, we have a little bit of interesting news to share, a little bit of a teaser potentially from Blizzard. So you're going to have to give me the benefit of a little reveal. Now, the Innkeeper's Tale is a series of blogs that goes live on the Hearthstone website by the various CMs of the community team of Hearthstone, and today's was an interesting one in that just a couple of hours ago, a little story began. And I will let you see the story. It's linked in the video description below here. But long story short, everything is going down in the Hearthstone Tavern, and mysteriously the Innkeeper looks up. The raucous energy in the tavern stills to a dying whisper, and suddenly who should come in but dun dun dun, this is the teaser image. So this teaser image has gone up, and pretty much the story then finishes up with the Innkeeper sort of saying, oh, everything's fine, and everyone continues, but of course people are starting to speculate and speculate as to what this could be. Now, the file itself was named Hero Teaser 1 HS FBCK 500 by 500. We can probably ignore the dimensions, but what do we know about this image? So we're going to have a little chat about this image and what it could mean. Does it mean that new hero skins or new hero images, perhaps even sound effects, are coming to Hearthstone? Well, that could be one such thing. The reason for that, a lot of people were sort of trying to say, ooh, could it be a new class? Well, sadly, probably not. If you jump in and have a little bit of a look, that's a warrior icon I see in the middle there, which, don't get me wrong, I would love a new class. A Death Knight or something would be absolutely amazing, but it looks as though maybe it's a new skin for warrior. Maybe you can play instead of someone, perhaps instead of a Garrosh, you can play as someone else, so that would be very interesting indeed. Sorry, not Garrosh. I'm forgetting my Hearthstone Warriors. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, instead of playing as a, oh no, it is Garrosh, isn't it? Gromesh is the card that you play. Good, I'm correct after all. So here we go. Now, a few interesting things. Some people are saying around the border here there is no hunter visible. Yeah, that is true, but maybe that's just a space issue. You can see all of the other heroes, kind of apart from a hunter popping up. But here you can also not, of course, see, if you look around the edge, you can't see a warrior either, can you? So there you go. Warrior is missing, hunter is missing. We have the warrior symbol. Now, I am not as good with Warcraft lore as I used to be, but having a look at the bottom, this is a language. I love it if that's some kind of spoiler. Even now, I'm sure that the folk on Reddit are taking a look and speculating as to what that could be. Maybe I'll have a look myself later, but I'm sure the smarter folks in the hive mind will get there before I. However, some people have said that maybe it's Dwarven, and now we're going to have a little think as to what, if there's a new hero skin available, if you can reskin your warrior, if you can have a new portrait, a new set of sound effects, interactions and all that kind of stuff, who could it be? Well, here are some suggestions from the Hearthstone community, and number one suggestion that came up was, interestingly, this gentleman. Now, this is Magni Bronzebeard. Now, if you then jump back and have a little look at that silhouette, kind of close. Boots are kind of close. Could be right. You've got a few sort of streaming bits around. There could either be locks of dwarven hair or beards or things like that. You can't fully see the weapons, but Magni is speculated. And when you take a look at this is actually a Magni Bronzebeard action figure, and with that beard flying across, you can't kind of see two hammers, but you can see this sort of projecting epaulets coming down low. You could see how it could be a dwarf, and if you think that's dwarvish or dwarven in the Warcraft universe, then certainly there could be a little bit of a likeness in terms of the silhouette. So Magni for you Warcraft folks. In Khazmodan, if you used to voyage around the Alliance areas, Magni was head of the Bronzebeard clan, head of the Senate of Ironforge, and a big hero during the Second and Third Wars. He was involved in the creation of the Ashbringer. So he's also very related to, family-wise, to Muradin, who you may know from Heroes of the Storm. Which brings us to our next little piece. Magni's child was Moira Bronzebeard, and you saw Moira Bronzebeard, Hearthstone-wise, of course, in Blackrock Mountain, captured by Emperor Thorison, and of course you couldn't kill Moira, otherwise Thorison in that particular Hearthstone encounter would go nuts. So maybe it's Magni. We don't know. But that's a little bit about Magni. Now, apart from Magni, who next could it be? Well, another option that we went for is Muradin. So Muradin could be a tie with Heroes of the Storm. In the Warcraft universe, there's no reason why in Hearthstone you couldn't have Muradin coming across. Muradin, of course, was kind of a hero of the Alliance, and pretty much was evolved between Lordarian and Khazmodan. He was part of the Explorers Guild. The Explorers Guild in Warcraft, of course, quite fun. You see various members of that running around doing various different things in a whole bunch of instances as well. So Muradin is actually in Wrath of the Lich King as the well. You can see Muradin, he kind of got in a bit of a fight with Arthas, but he is reunited with Bran and Magni in Wrath of the Lich King. And then he's also involved in various gunship battles and other bits and bobs as well. So Muradin you can very much see in World of Warcraft. In Cataclysm he's actually turned to stone after performing a ritual, and then he got succeeded by Moira. Actually, I think I got a little bit lost. No, I'm looking at Muradin, I'm thinking about Magni. Sorry, that last bit, absolutely not true. Loremasters, you may take me to pieces for that. Last but not least, another option as to who it could be, if we take another little look at that silhouette again. Could see it. Yeah, Muradin, you might think that you'd see his horns on his helmet, but it is possible. One of these dwarves do like dual-wielding hammers, of course. An interesting outside option, if it's not a dwarf, some people have been saying, including those commenting upon this blog post, Varian Wynn, of all people. So, also known as Logosh, the Goose Dwarf, son of Lane Wynn, acting leader of the Alliance, current king of Stormwind. Now, in terms of his history, he's had a little bit of an exodus. He had to get out of home to Lothlorien. He was friends with Arthas, and of course Arthas didn't have the greatest time. Varian saw him as a big traitor to the Alliance. As you get into the sort of later stage of Varian's story, he is very much involved with other heroes such as Valera and things. And getting to the end, he returns as king, getting a lot further in the game. But he has a little bit of a fight with Onyxia, he has a little bit of a fight in Stormwind, and gets rid of a bunch of corruption. In fact, Varian has got a huge history, and I'm no Alliance Loremaster expert. I am not going to be able to do it justice. But yeah, Varian has a long and deep and interesting history. He even comes into Cataclysm, and he's also planning to invade Gilneas in Cataclysm, as well as a bunch of other stuff. I'm a Horde player, so my knowledge of Varian is probably a little bit less good. So, have a look at that silhouette. Could it be Varian? I don't know, it looks quite dwarfy to me, but some people have been saying maybe he's an option as an outside piece of speculation. Who do you think this could be? Do let us know in the comments below down on YouTube. So that's it for our sort of little bit of Hearthstone news. I would thoroughly recommend you go over to Hearthstone. You can go to battle.net/Hearthstone/en/blog. The link will be in the description below. I'll also try and stick it on the video. And of course, go and have a look at it on all of the fun and good news sites that are around there. But Muradin or Magni seems to be the smart money, and in the way that they've kind of presented it, it looks as though it's going to be a new option to play as a warrior or something like that. Who knows? But that would be the easiest and most sort of sensible option. Some things that people have been talking about: is it going to be a paid piece of content, or is it going to be an unlocked piece of content? So this is an interesting one. Blizzard are giving away quite a lot of content, or as you can see it, they're just supplying a game with a lot of content. For example, Hearthstone wise, you can get a new card back from leveling up to 12 in Heroes of the Storm, which you can do for free, absolutely. In Heroes of the Storm you can also get a Hearthstone card mount as well, flying around. So there are free card backs and things going around. Card backs, there's never been a paid card back, I'm guessing there probably won't be. That seems to be a free strategy. You can also get card backs from playing other Blizzard games, so that seems quite cool. A new hero, who knows whether it will be paid or not. We just can't tell, because it's not something that's been done before by Blizzard. There's no real way to speculate one way or the other, but you pay for your packs, you pay for your expansions, you pay for your content. This feels like a cosmetic choice, like a card. And if it's a cosmetic choice, if it's not integral to actual gameplay, I'd like to think it would be free, or perhaps unlocked in quests or something like that. You know, we already get our golden heroes with their different animations and things when we get to 500 wins for a particular class, so who knows, maybe something linked to warrior, you can get a different skin. That'd be really, really cool. Let's see. Thank you so much for tuning into this little Hearthstone news update. Now, do come join us another time. We do the Hearthstone half an hour of Hearthstone a day, Monday through Friday. We stream live on Twitch, where this was streamed, twitch.tv/FelcraftCast over in the left comment there. Do throw us a follow if you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, come join us. Do throw a subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think of this news, who you think it might be. Do you think it's going to be paid? Do you think it's going to be free? Do you think that this is wrong and it's not a skin for a warrior hero, it's something else entirely? Love to hear what you think. So comment below on YouTube, let us know. Last but not least, website, we always put up news, other posts. We cover Heroes of the Storm, StarCraft, and a bunch of other games too, hopefully Overwatch in future. So thanks so much for tuning into this Hearthstone news update. This is Felcraft, I've been Hammy, hopefully see you soon, and take it easy.